What's going on, world? Welcome to Clearing the Wreckage podcast. It's the voice and your host, Kareem A. Rashid. And once again, I don't know what you got going on. You could be on the toilet, or you could be getting off the toilet. Hell, for all I know, you could be wiping your tushy. All I know is that I'm ready, and so I hope that you're ready to clear the wreckage. Yes, indeed. What's going on with you today, my Wreckage Clearers? I'm going to bet that most of you probably don't even notice your own thoughts. Yep, we're hopping right into it. I'm already at the coffee shop. I'm already sitting down with you. I'm going to bet you don't even notice your own thoughts. I'm going to bet how many of us notice our thoughts. Do we hear what is actually going on in our mind? I think that if we heard really what was going on in our mind, we will realize that we are stir crazy. I'm just kidding with you. What we're going to talk about today is, again, practicing being present, but how practicing this brought about a sense of awe and wonder for me. And I'm going to talk about it and share my experience, and I'm going to share some ideas and things that you can do that can produce a sense of awe and wonder, because truthfully, we need to be in awe and wonder. We need to stop being so focused on ourselves. We're so inwardly focused that we forget about what is surrounding us, this big, vast universe, and all of the people in it, and all of the creatures. We forget all about that because we're so inwardly focused. So let me ask you again, do you notice your thoughts? What about before you go to bed? What about when you wake up? So if you are something like me, then you most likely are thinking of the past or the future. Anxiety is the past and the future. The worry of the future and the regrets of the past. So when you wake up or before you go to bed or also during the day, if you're anything like me, you're probably regretting or thinking about the past. You may not be regretting it, but thinking about it. Or you already are 3 months in advance. Right? Just say, yeah, Kareem, yeah, you know. I want to read something to you that comes from an excerpt from Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's an excerpt from his poem called Nature, or his book. And in the word, it's just basically him talking. And so I want to share this excerpt from you, because this is just so amazing what he says. So he goes on to say, in the woods, we return to reason and faith. There I feel that nothing can befall me in life. No disgrace, no calamity, leaving me my eyes, which nature cannot repair. Standing on the bare ground, my head bathed by the blithe air and uplifted into infinite space, all mean egotism vanishes. I become a transparent eyeball. I am nothing. I see all. I see it all. The current of the universal being circulates through me. I am part or parcel to God. The name of the nearest friend sounds then foreign and accidental. To be brothers, to be acquaintances, master or servant is then a trifle and a disturbance. I am the lover, of uncontained and immortal beauty. Wow. That right there, that one excerpt is a masterpiece of him describing nature. In the woods, we return to reason and faith. Then I feel nothing can befall me in life. Woo! and he also says all mean egotism vanishes. I'm not going to go on about that, but I just thought that excerpt was really beautiful, and I wanted to share it with you. I just want to state something real quick, that numerous studies demonstrate that the practice of being present or mindfulness directly increases a person's sense of awe and wonder. A key finding across this research is that intentional present moment attention counters distracting self-focused thoughts and helps you notice and appreciate vast and novel stimuli in your surroundings. So, do you notice your thoughts? Do you notice your thoughts are mostly self-focused? Nah, man, I don't never think about myself. All I do is think about people all the time. You know, I'm the most loving, selfless person in the whole wide world. Well, let me burst your bubble head real quick. Who are you thinking of as soon as you wake up? 9 times out of 10, or should I say 99.9% of the time, you are probably thinking about you. You're probably thinking about something that you have to do. It could be the dread of going to work. Man, I don't feel like going to work today. Dang, I don't get off until 9 p.m. tonight. Dang, I got to work a 12-hour shift today. Oh, I need a break. Oh, I need a vacation. Oh, man, I have to try to get to the grocery store as soon as I get off. I need a day off. Oh, I'm so tired. It could be a million of those things, but I guarantee you that your thoughts are about you. It could be about something that happened last night or 2 months ago. You wake up angry still because of something your spouse, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife did or said last night or 2 months ago. Right? You can have a grudge against someone, so you're focused on that. Not only when your day starts, but it pops up in your head throughout the day. Then you burn with anger again, and you are planning your whole week in your head, or you're planning your whole week in your head, or you're planning on getting some revenge against this person, giving them the silent treatment. You got all types of stuff going on in your head. Remember how I talked about how practicing being present is observing your thoughts and not trying to change them, just watch them pass by. It is almost like a movie. You know, when you're watching a movie and you see the credits rolling, right? Imagine your thoughts on the big screen. Imagine your thoughts. Replace those credits as your thoughts. Imagine that right now with me. And just watch them roll by. Watch them roll up the screen. Notice your thoughts. Watch them. So there are ways to counter these thoughts, and I will say, in my terminology, clearing the wreckage. There's ways that we can do that. You know what I found out about myself is that I am focused on me. I have self-centered thoughts. The world revolves around Kareem, and how Kareem thinks, so it is. How Kareem thinks, so it will be. You know, the other thing I found out from my therapist one time, you know, she told me, she said, you know what, Kareem, nobody's thinking about you. 99.9% of the time, people are thinking about themselves. That bursted my big old bubble head, because I thought everybody was thinking about me. The world revolves around me all the time. Yep. Your thoughts are about me. No. Everybody's thoughts are about themselves. That is what we do. Right? So as Kareem thinks, so it will be. So if I wake up and I'm thinking about the past hurt from the night before or 2 months ago, I am going to think about it throughout the day. And then I'm going to burn with anger. And then I'm going to become mad at everyone and become the victim. That's the worst part right there. I'm going to become the victim, right? And we already had a whole conversation about that before. We don't want to be victims anymore. We are victorious. Then that will also stop me from dealing with the past hurt, because it's not my fault. I didn't hurt myself. They hurt me. You know, that victim mentality. They need to apologize. They are the ones that need to make this right. I am the victim here. So, and the longer I allow this type of thinking to fester, it grows, and then here comes more thoughts, such as, how dare they? Who do they think they are? Why do people treat me like this? Then more thoughts appear, such as, I'm never going to be good enough. I will always get treated like this. People, that's all they do. All they do is take advantage of me. It is not fair. I don't understand. What did I do to deserve this? Why me? More victim. Then more thoughts appear, and I start thinking about all the other people who have hurt me in the past. That goes all the way from past relationships to bosses to siblings to parents to everyone. And then you know what else happens? All of a sudden, everyone hurts me. I'm talking about even the people that I encounter throughout that day. They're going to hurt me in some kind of way. Everyone always hurts me, and that's what they will always do. So I've already projected. So now I'm projecting this type of feedback or energy from the world, because I place myself as the victim, because I'm thinking about the past and how this person hurt me, that person hurt me, and I will remain that way, hurt. As Kareem thinks, so he will be. That was me describing that for you. So let me take you back. Remember the feelings of abandonment? You know, everyone leaves. They always leave. No one stays. I'm not worth anything. I must be unlovable. Then self-hatred comes in. Then self-degradation. I'm not worthy of love. I'm no good person. I must deserve this. I deserve to be punished. Folks, this is why it was important, and it is important today to practice mindfulness or to practice being present. Yes. This is why I am emphasizing this again. And if you are in any way like me, and if you are listening, I would assume that you may wrestle with some of these same thoughts. Maybe some of these thoughts are in your head right now. Maybe that's why you even clicked on this episode, and why you listen to me share my experience with you and my journey with you. And you want to clear the wreckage. Well, I do too, so let's clear it. So let me share with you some of the things that you can practice now to help you, and I'll share with you my experience and how practicing these things helped me stay present, and how it produced a sense of awe and a sense of wonder, which today helps keep my mind off myself, which deflates my ego a little bit, and it helps me to see things from a different lens and an outward lens, not so much inwardly focused on me. So, and some of these things I've already shared with you in previous episodes, but let's go ahead and emphasize it more. I think it is very important. That's why we are having a part 3. We need a sense of awe and wonder about us, about our daily life. First thing, falling on my knees. Yes, rolling over onto my knees and breathing, not saying anything at all at first. Just focusing on my breath, hearing myself breathe in and out. What this does is it allows me to see those thoughts on the big screen, watch them roll by with each breath. It produces patience and then the ability to actually sit still. Then I begin to see the wreckage on the screen roll by, and then it starts to fade out. Yes, you, my friend, can start practicing this tomorrow morning or this morning or tonight. And then guess what comes out of my mouth after all of that is a thank you. That very breath that I was breathing in and out of, I am thankful for. I thank the presence for that, because now I feel even more connected to the present, because I am in the present, and the present is a present, and I am filled with the presence. Hold on now, let me start preaching. And that is how, my friends, a sense of awe and wonder comes about, because I've allowed myself to sit still, or should I say kneel still, in silence first, which then allows me to hear. You have to be silent first in order to hear. I cannot emphasize that enough to you. If you are constantly talking, everywhere you go, talking to yourself, talking to everybody, and you constantly have noise on in the background, you constantly have the TV on, you constantly have noise, you're around noise all the time, you will not be able to hear yourself. Neither will you be able to be connected to the presence, which is in the present. So being silenced first, that then allows me to hear, and I'm no longer focused on myself. I don't know exactly how that happens. I don't know how to really explain that to you. You must just practice it to experience it. How about that? Then what happens is my focus is then directed toward other people, toward everything I have now, because I'm in the now, in that moment, in this moment. Wow, I have so much. More gratitude flows. Then my focus is shifted to praying for others. The second thing that I want to teach you or share with you how I clear the wreckage, and I've shared this on the last episode, which is the bathtub. And that process is a meditation process. I lay in that bathtub and I take deep breaths in and out. I set the mood. I light a candle. I sit in silence. You can put some soft music on in the background. Sometimes I put on a little bit of meditation music, a little bit of frequencies, some vibrations to flow in the background. Once I can finally hear, though, due to me being silent, I start to recite a few things. I am not going to tell you what it is that I recite. I would like for you to figure that out on your own, because I want you to have your own things, your own time, your own way of connecting and practicing being present. However, what I am reciting are things that bring me into that present moment and help me stay in that present moment. So if you pick something to recite, make sure it is something that is in the present moment and it is helping you stay in that present moment. The other thing that I used to do, and I still do every now and then, I don't do it as much as I used to, is walks. And there is something called the all walk, and I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. But just take a walk. I don't do it as much as I used to. Now I just tend to go to the gym, walk on the treadmill, but I still have that moment to be present. So I used to take nature walks all the time. Go to the park, walk down the trail or something. I begin to notice my surroundings. I see the huge, big, tall trees. I see the birds. I hear the birds. These are some of the things that you can put into practice. I used to just call these nature walks. There is a term used for it. Call it the awe walk, because I want you to start having a sense of awe, and call it the awe walk because when I did these walks, oh my gosh, I was in awe. So there is a study done in 2021 of older adults that found that taking a weekly 15-minute awe walk, intentionally cultivating moments of wonder by slowing down to notice details in their surroundings, yes, it gave greater boost of positive emotions and a larger drop in distress. So there have been times, y'all, that I will walk in nature and I have seen some of the most amazing things. Let me just tell you that right now. Let me just tell you that. Let me just stop and take a moment to just remember that and share that with you. Oh my God. I mean, I've seen eagles, I've seen falcons, I've seen hawks, I've seen snakes, I've seen alligators. That's because I was practicing being present. There was this one time, I just want to share this with you real quick. There was this one time, there was an alligator right in front of me, y'all. A big one, like right in front of me. And then there was one time, there was also a snake right in front of me. Right in front of me. Now, just what if? What if I wasn't practicing being present? I would have been attacked. I would have been attacked by the alligator, and I would have been freaking attacked by that snake because I almost stepped. Sorry. Woo, going too fast. Slow down. Be present, Kareem. Breathe. See, that's another way to practice being present. I almost stepped on that snake. But because I was being present, I saw the snake in front of me. And I was like, hey, buddy, I'm just going to go ahead and walk around you. Don't bite me. Don't attack me. I see you. It was a big snake, too. He was coiled up. He was big, y'all. But when you take those all walks, when you take those type of nature walks, you get to see things. You realize the vastness. You realize there are so many creatures around me. I used to take this walk where I would go to this place that I call it the fish finger pond. There's like 6 different fish fingers, and oh my God, I don't know why I call it a pond, because it is a freaking humongous lake. And, sometimes there's people fishing out there, whatnot, but man, you can walk on those fish fingers out to the water and just stand there and just look at the water and look at how far it goes. And then it brings a sense of wonder, because when I do that, I'm like, wow, wonder how far that goes. Like, where does the water lead to? Does it go into a river? And does it flow into what ocean does it flow into? All these things. It's amazing. Amazing. Practicing stillness. This is the other one. Just taking a moment to sit your behind still somewhere. Just go sit still. Sit down. Stop doing so much throughout your day. Go sit down somewhere. Now, I have to be intentional about this, so I'm sharing this with you. That you need to be, and you want to clear the wreckage, you need to be intentional about taking some time throughout your day to just freaking sit still. Now, we kind of talked about this a little bit on one of my episodes, The Happy Place. Remember that Happy Place episode? I was talking about the ocean or whatever. So, with that being said, go somewhere and sit still and just listen. Integrate these quiet moments into your day. Make space for you to see more clearly and notice the small wonders around you. Sitting on the shore and just watching the water move is something I used to do. Seeing how far it only comes up to the shore, then it stops, and then it goes back into the water. Wow. This, my friends, brings about a sense of connection to God. Yes. And the ocean and the sand that are underneath my feet and my toes, the shells, the seagulls, the little crabs, everything. I used to do this all the time so I can renew my sense of wonder. And that's the last thing I want to share with you. Renewing my mind, renewing my sense of wonder, a beginner's mind. This, my friends, is approaching your surroundings with a childlike curiosity, as though seeing things for the very first time. This helps you reframe the ordinary as extraordinary and fresh. When I would there were times I would go to the same spot. And I would notice something different each time. Something different each time that would bring me into a sense of wonder, into a sense of wow, into a sense of awe and amazement. And I'm just saying, wow, that's awesome. Yes. So when I approach my day like this, and when I did it back in 2016 on my recovery journey, man, let me tell you how much I discovered. Not only about me, but also what I was going to discover in that day. What does God have to show me today? What does this power greater than myself have to show me today? What can I learn? Wake up and say that. I dare you. I dare you. So we're about clearing the wreckage. So after this episode, or even during this episode, after this episode, here's what I want you to do. The next morning when you wake up, you're going to practice all of these things that I share with you. You're going to roll onto your knees. Then you're going to send me a comment. You're going to DM me at Instagram, on Instagram at Clearing the Wreckage Podcast. And you're going to say, hey, man, I did what you suggested. I practiced that. I rolled onto my knees and I sat silent and I breathed in and out. And then I was able to say thank you and all that. And I want to hear from you. And I want to hear what you discovered. I dare you to wake up and say, and I still do this every single day. Wake up and say, God, I wonder what kind of wonders you're going to show me today. God, show me something new. God, teach me today. Show me your power. Show me your wonders. Show me your glory. I dare you to wake up and say that. And oh my gosh, the things I have discovered, the things I have seen, open my eyes so that I can see. Say that when you wake up. Open my eyes today so that I can see, clearly. Open my eyes today so that the wreckage can clear. Open my mind so that I can have a sense of awe and wonder, so that I can become a child again on this big playground called Earth that you have given me. So those are some of the things that I do. These practices, my friends, and examples gives you a better overall sense of well-being. Of course, I've shared that with you before on the last 2 episodes. It helps reduce stress and anxiety. Being present interrupts the cycle of worry and rumination by shifting your focus away from the present. Away from the past and into the present moment. So those are some of the things I just wanted to share with you. I suggest after this episode, like I said, I want to hear from you. I'm dead serious. I want to hear from you. I want you to DM me at Clearing the Wreckage Podcast on Instagram, and I want you to tell me, hey, you know what? I listened to the episode. I listened to 37, 38, and this one. And you know what, Kareem, man? Thank you so much for sharing that. You ain't got to thank me, but you could just say, hey, I've decided to start practicing some of these things and ideas that you shared with us that you're doing. And man, I just went on a nature walk the other day on the all walk. It was amazing. I just want to hear about it. I want to hear that you are clearing the wreckage in your life also, because you are a wreckage clearer. So with that being said, I'm going to end this episode. That's all. We're not going to talk about practicing being present anymore. For now, at least. However, I wanted to share those things with you real quick because I just wanted to emphasize it more. Because how many times we just go throughout our day not noticing anything, not noticing that a hawk just flew right before your very eyes. Because you're so unaware that you can't even notice a hawk, God's beautiful creation. This hawk that is massive just flew right in front of you. But we don't take the time to slow down, to be still. Not only physically, in our mind. That's what we're talking about here. Being still in our mind. Slowing our mind down. Learning how to slow down the thoughts. And be observant and watch things. The other day, I was coming out of a recovery meeting. You know what I saw when I looked up? Because I was present? A rainbow. Boom, right there. And if I wasn't being present, I wouldn't have seen that rainbow. I wouldn't even looked up. You know, the other night I walked out of my house to go to work. I stopped. I looked up and I saw the stars. And I just sat there for a minute. I just stood there and I looked up and I said, wow. Wow. But these are things that you see every day. And because you see it every day, it's normal. It becomes normalized for you. Like, oh, that's just the stars. Oh, you know what? That's just the moon. Oh, well, that's just the sunrise. I've seen another sunrise. That's nothing. You know how many times I've went to my happy place, to the ocean early in the morning just to catch the sunrise? To see the sun rise over the ocean is one of the most beautiful sights. And I don't want to miss that, because I now have a sense of awe and wonder about, to us, that are normal things, small things to us, because we made them small, because we have become bigger. Our self-centered, our self-focused thoughts have become bigger than what is actually truly bigger than us outside of us. I hope you heard that. Don't let me start preaching up in here. You have placed yourself bigger than what is actually truly bigger than you. The moon is bigger than you. The sun is bigger than you. The tree right in front of you outside is taller. It's probably even stronger than you. But you have placed yourself bigger than that. And so for me, I realized that about myself. That's what led to me drinking and using drugs. I placed myself bigger than anything that was happening. Anything that was bigger than me, truthfully bigger than me. I made myself bigger. So what this does, the sense of awe and wonder, brings about a sense of small self. When I'm sitting there on the shore and I'm looking at the ocean and I see how freaking big it is, and I'm like, wow, I cannot see where it ends. It deflates my ego. I become a small self again. I become right size. In other words, is the term that I like to use. Knowing that, hey, my goodness, this is bigger than me. Acknowledging that. Wow. That is amazing. How in the world did something bigger than me create something like this? How did this get here? It just brings about a sense of awe and wonder when you practice stillness, when you practice being mindful, when you practice being in the present. That's all I got for you today. Once again, as always, go ahead and share this on your Instagram stories with people. The only way that people know about Clearing the Wreckage podcast is if you are sharing this podcast with others. Don't forget to tell your friends, your coworkers, your family, your loved ones. Also, share this on your TikTok, share this on your Facebook, share it everywhere on your YouTube channels, and let everyone know that Clearing the Wreckage podcast, man, you should listen to that. So, anyway, that's enough with that. As I always leave you every time, take some time to look inside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. Peace.